not expect this to make me cry. Enjoyed this one. This one was right up my alley. It has a haunted house, but for me, was an emotional roller coaster. New day. It is October 13th. I did not get any more read last night. So it is just those two that I read, Stray Dogs and Homesick Pilots. I do plan on getting to this one. I've decided that this is gonna be the one that I'm gonna focus on for today. If I do get this one done, I will start in on Nomen, Omen. I think this is what I wanna hit next. And then I will worry about the rest of the manga after I get through this manga and all of Nomen, Omen. Honestly, I need to get this chair fixed or just stop wiggling it in. I don't have a lot of plans for today. It's kind of like yesterday. If I can get reading in, I will get reading in. Otherwise, it's just whatever it is, it is. Part of the reason I didn't get a lot of things read last night between watching our horror movie marathon thing is we had a storm come through last night, and so I was out in the garden making sure we got everything in that we didn't want to be ruined by too much rain or blow away, and then some of the Halloween decorations we made sure were secured down. So that took a little bit of a timeshare. Otherwise, today, this is nice outside. It's sunny again. We've got rain. Things are growing, even though it's supposed to be falling asleep. It's okay. It's fine. I will check back in with you. Yep. Chair and email. Yay for working. I will check back in with you when I have something to say. I have finished The Witch and the Beast. This is a lot darker than I expected it to be. I guess I didn't quite remember all the details about this one. This one is a gory one, but not in such a way that turned me off. I guess it is more leaning towards horror than anything else. I think I went into this kind of blind, if I'm honest. Shay did send it my way, but I didn't retain a lot of the information because I like going into these kind of blind. Does have an interesting plot to deal with witches and curses and breaking thereof. My struggle with this one is the characters. I couldn't quite get into the characters the way I wanted to. The main ones aren't very likable. I found no reason to be attached to them, not necessarily rooting for them, because I am all for a dislikable character if there is a reason behind me supporting them for whatever reason, and that just wasn't happening in this one. It was mostly brutality for brutality's sake. So I don't quite know if I'm going to continue on in this one. I think it's going to be one of those ones that if I come across more volumes of it, say in a used bookstore or at a library book sale, I'll probably pick it up just to continue on in the story, because it does have a lot of those supernatural elements and a darkness that I like, but it also doesn't have characters that I enjoy and that are pulling me into the story, if that makes sense. Otherwise, since that is done, my next task is going to be reading Nomen, Omen. I love the artwork and the colors that are used on all of these covers. I just think they're fantastic. I have read the first issue of this one online before I purchased the rest of them. This has a lot to do with Fae and Fae realms and the concept of all of that. It is another slightly gory one. I did pick a lot of very gory reads in a very dark atmosphere for this read-a-thon. It's something about October, and with the fact that I'm watching all these movies, I think it's said, okay, why not? I might have overdone it a little bit, but we'll see how I am at the end of this readathon. So I wanted to give you guys a look at the Halloween Christmas tree in the sunlight, just because I'm kind of excited about it. No other reason than that. I think it's one of those things that I'm gonna keep building up over time, but for now, I like it. Also, today is lettuce day. Okay. Oh, I can hear that wind. Go, Bubba. There you go. New day. It is October 15th. No, 14th. I don't know why I wanted to skip 14th, but it is October 14th. I obviously did not read any more yesterday, so that means today's project is Nomen Omen, at least volume 1. Honestly, it's going to be a very, very slow day today because I am not feeling 100%. We had an early morning, had to take the puppers to the vet, and now I'm just overall, I'm not feeling the greatest. So we'll see if I make it through this one. I'm really hoping I am. This is probably going to be my ultimate goal. I don't think I'm gonna push myself any further than that. I honestly don't have anything else super exciting planned. Like I said, I'm probably gonna crash for a good portion of the day. So, yes, that is all, I think. If it's not, you'll see my face again. I realized I didn't properly explain the ghosts that are hanging up behind me. So we had some serious wind yesterday and a lot of the decorations took a little tumble. These are a couple of them. And I figured while I was waiting for the wind to die down, I would take some rubbing alcohol and wipe the faces off of them because I didn't really like them and I wanted to redo them and make them my own. So that is why they are there. They are a project for me to do at some other point. I'm hoping to have them back up this weekend. But that is not why I hit record on this thing here. I did finish this volume of Nomen Omen. This is the first volume. And I have to say, I am enjoying this so much. So we're in a fae-like world, almost mixing between ours and fae and mythology and all of those wonderful fairy tale type things that I really, really like. So we have a mixture of Shakespeare, we have a mixture of Greek and Roman, we have a mixture of fae lore, which is done so beautifully and so stunningly. The main character here, Becky, she's on the cover. She actually has a condition where she just can't see in color. But there are parts in this where color starts to seep through and you start to learn the reason why some things have colors and other things don't. And I think it is so brilliantly done. The art in this is stunning, and I see these nods to stories that I love so very much, because like I said, we've got Fae lore, we've got mythology, we've got Shakespeare all wrapped up into this, and I'm sure there's others mixed in there as well. But the biggest thing I was really picking up on that I really wanted to know is we have a lot of little nods to the labyrinth going on in all of this. There's one point where we've got this dream sequence, kind of esque vision sequence, I guess you could call it. And Becky here ends up on stage in the dress from the dream sequence in the labyrinth. At least that's what it feels like to me. That's what it looks like to me. And I officially fell in love with the story at that very moment, because the artist and the author, they know how to speak to my soul. So this is by far one of my favorite things at the moment, which might mean I might end up reading more of these today than I anticipated, but that is a good thing with the way I'm feeling. I will take happiness where I can find it. But this, while it does have a lot of those fairy tale mythology elements to it, it is a dark read, and I can very much tell you that I know this is going to go to a very dark place, because it is staying true to the traditional storytelling that mythologies and fairy tales took. They weren't about the light and fluffy and magic for magic's sake. They were dark, they were scary, they were there for a reason. They were telling a story for a reason, and this is what this is turning into. I mean, you started out this whole story with Becky getting her heart ripped out, so that is a thing. And I think I've babbled about that for long enough. I am going to get back to work, but you might see me picking up this one today, and depending on how life goes, I might even go as far as reading this one. So, yeah. Omen. I'm gonna get it backwards. Nomen Omen 2 is officially done. I have read through this one, and oh, I am giddy like schoolgirl with the references that are in this comic. I adore it so much, and dog. He's just gonna keep going. So we're gonna go this way. So maybe he can have his moment. But this volume was more of a journey, learning volume, I guess you could call it. It did suffer a little bit from being the middle of the series, because you had to have a lot of learning and a lot of build up and a lot of story arcing and new characters added and planning. And I just have to say, I love how this one just ended with that very classic labyrinth lines of "my will is as great as yours, you have no power over me" kind of deal. I don't know, something about that. Just, we did have some of that dress dream sequence back again, because this did end on October 31st. It did come full circle for what this month is for me. So really enjoying this, which means I am now on this last volume. Now, I can't say for sure that I'm going to get all the way through this one, but if I do get through it today, I won't be disappointed. I may be disappointed that the story's over, but I won't be disappointed that I got to read this story. I am just loving it. Pretty sure this is going to be the last update for today because I finished this guy. And I'm pretty sure most people will not like how this ends, but reading the afterwards and kind of understanding what this story was doing and how it was handling storytelling and the end goal of all of it, not necessarily even the end goal, like the point, the not point, the story itself, I can understand how all of it fell out the way it did, even the rough bits and the bits that I wish didn't happen. I liked it. I liked it a lot. The odes to so many different areas that play a huge role in comics and storytelling and just humanity in general, I guess. I liked it. Liked it a lot. I'm thinking about possibly doing a full review over this whole series, all 3 volumes, that maybe I'll go more into technical details about all of my thoughts. But for now, this is just my quick off-the-cuff thoughts about everything. But now I am probably just gonna relax, have another horror movie marathon of some kind, and just kind of try and regroup and rest. Mostly just rest. It is Friday. It is October 15th. Yes, double check that statement is true.